How dare you!
The sound of a slap echoed through the marble hallway of the Unthin Gala, silencing a room full of New York's most powerful people. A pregnant woman stumbled backward, blood trickling from her split lip. The attacker, her husband's obsessed ex-fiancé. The husband, Shin Wate, the Dragon of Seoul, the most feared Korean Mafia boss in 2 hemispheres. Everyone held their breath, waiting for the execution that never came. Because what he did instead was far worse than death. This is a story of calculated revenge, so brutal, so psychologically devastating, that 6 years later, the woman who struck his wife would be the one caring for the child she once called a half-breed error. This is the story of the unthinkable punishment. If you think you know where this is going, you don't. Stay until the end, because the twist will leave you speechless. Before we begin, if you love stories of swift justice and strategic revenge, hit that like button, subscribe to Korean Boss Stories, and comment below telling me where in the world you're watching from. Now, let's dive into the night that changed everything. New York was loud. The city that never sleeps hummed with traffic, sirens, and a million conversations happening at once. But inside the Tae penthouse, perched 50 stories above Manhattan, the silence was heavier than steel. Samara stood before a floor-to-ceiling mirror, her hands trembling slightly as she smoothed the emerald green silk over her 7-month baby bump. The gown was exquisite, custom-made to drape elegantly over her curves, the color a stunning contrast against her deep, radiant brown skin that seemed to glow under the soft lighting. Her hair was styled in glamorous waves that cascaded over her shoulders, and diamond earrings, a gift from her husband, caught the light with every nervous breath she took. She looked like royalty, but her eyes told a different story. They darted anxiously toward the door, toward the window, toward her reflection. Tonight wasn't just another gala. Tonight was the Hwasong Gala, the night the Tae Syndicate would announce their full merger with American markets. On paper, they were a shipping conglomerate. In reality, they were the iron fist that controlled trade routes from Seoul to San Francisco, the invisible hand that made politicians sweat and rival organizations disappear. And Samara, a black woman from Brooklyn who had fallen in love with a Korean mafia boss, was about to walk into a room full of people who saw her as an outsider, an intruder, a mistake. "You look like a queen!" A deep voice rumbled from the doorway. Shin Wate entered the room, and the air itself seemed to shift. He was a man built from contradictions and danger. Towering, lean, and muscular, he moved with the controlled grace of a predator. His sharp jawline and cold, calculating eyes that people called the Void, had witnessed horrors most couldn't imagine.